Did you guys know that Pro outranges Dread? Because I didn't. This is kind of crazy. Anyway, yesterday I talked about how Pro fares into comps that it outranges, and I said that that didn't come up very often. Um, and then it came up, so I want to talk about some examples that I ran into. Maybe like break this game down a little bit. And I promise I don't just want to show this because this is a game I did really, really good in, and I'm happy with my performance. But I do think that this comp that I'm fighting really exemplifies how Pro is able to completely take over the game if you're in this type of lobby where you outrange all of the enemies. So, first off, it's important to have people watching both sides of this map. This right side is a bit easier for your team to watch because you can have your backline playing up here. And so like your backline can be watching the side, and that is where they go. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'll hold the left side. Usually this is a bit better for people with range, because like if our Dapples is trying to hold it, they're not going to get the support from our backline, versus if the Dapples tries to hold right side, it'll be the Dapples plus the bow, and that's a bit more manageable. The other reason I like going on this left side is it gives me a more indirect way of fighting top mid. So I often feel like if I just go straight to top mid, like boom, I just get hit by the Dread or whatever. Or like I have to contend with this wall from the 52. But if I have somebody go top mid, and then I go on this left side, you can see I'm able to poke this person out. And kind of make it awkward for them to push up. This is a great example of how range is kind of insane. So I see I hit the 2 shots, and then they're swimming towards me. I can just swim backwards and back up, and now I'm fully outside of their range. And there's just not a lot they can do. We get the cooler. My movement is a bit awkward. But we slowly get these kills. If I watch this from the duelie's perspective, I'm sure you will see the extent to which it is difficult to push in on this left side when there is a bow and one other person watching you. Yeah, like it's very difficult. Dome is a big priority on this map. I do think I should not have gone for Dome, however. Dome is a very good spot for controlling kind of like this area around basket, but from Dome I can't control the area that the Dreadringer has just dropped into. So if instead of playing for Dome I'd played a little bit further up, I probably could have killed the Dread for dropping there. And then we would have had a lot more space. I hold Booyah to try, or I pop Booyah to try and hold, but the pen gets a good position, and we end up all dying. Not great. So here, my thought process is just, they have cooler, we don't, so we don't really want to be forcing fights into them. Also, we just went 1 down, so I feel like if also they have slider, so if I stay in this area, there's a good chance I'll be relatively easy to force out. So I'm just trying to back up. Pen dies on my bomb, which is very lucky on my part, but you can see how like the dualies try to push me. But as like, if I'm in this area and the slider gets popped on me and I have to drop into left pit, like I'll probably live. I don't think I'll die to the slider, but it'll force me like super out of position. And me being here in this area, like look at how the dualies just can't push me. Like I just kite them backwards, and then I'm out of their range, and if they keep trying to fight me, they'll die. And then same here with the 52, right? They just can't really push up. Now that we've gotten these 2 kills, I want to take this fight a little bit more. I'm still trying to be very cognizant of the slider, especially when the enemy is coolered. Like it's a little bit less likely that they just rip a slider on you when they don't have as many teammates around, because slider is disproportionately more effective the more pressure is on the opponents. So you can see like I didn't run straight at them, I kind of ran from this high ground side angle, and then I'm trying to play for this high ground. You can see I'm playing around this like corner, kind of, so I'll have cover on whichever side, regardless of where they pop a slider, unless they pop it like straight down the middle. But anyway, like, slider is one of the specials. You have to be very mindful of how you position around it, but as long as you are positioning properly around it, it usually isn't too difficult to deal with. I see this crab get popped, and especially because I see my dapples here, I kind of just want to fight it, and then especially because I've hit this one shot, so I want to keep going for it, and I do end up hitting the headshots and trading. I think this is a good trade, just because you can see we end up with so much... in theory, I think this is a good trade because we'll just end up with so much more map control than the opponents will. Oh. But then unfortunately, I think our Stamper dies to the pen, and then we just lose all of our space. But in theory, I think that's a good trade, and I would go for it again. So again, we're one down, so I'm trying to play a little bit back. I don't know what my thought process here was in running forward. I really don't know what my thought process in running forward was here. I think at this point, I was like, our Stamper is dead, I'm trying to play a little bit back. And then I saw we got a kill, so I wanted to like run in and hold this left side to stop our dapples from getting pinched. But then I didn't, I just like was very slow to react to the fact that I was running straight into the dualies. I'm able to live somehow. I don't think this part of the game is very important or insightful. Oh, other than at this point, I can kind of just run down this left side because, like, this is one of the luxuries I'm afforded by being the longest range weapon, is I can just run at the Dread, and if the Dread like tries to fight back, they'll just die. And we do end up getting those kills. So here, like, I'm not playing for Dome, I'm playing a little bit further up. I'm a bit slow to... I could have put myself in a better position. I think being up on the block was maybe not the most ideal, just because it makes shooting this guy really awkward in the sense that I'm not shooting in, like, a straightaway along his path, right? So, like, if somebody's moving perpendicular to you, it's harder for you to track them than if they're moving parallel to you. So I think that, like, if I had gotten here when he was back where the other enemy was that we see, like, jumping right now, then it's fine. But as is, like, I'll have it's easier for him to shoot me than it is for me to shoot him, so I have to back up. And then this bomb makes it really awkward. Now at this point, they're past the point of getting down off of that ramp or off of that drop, so I do just want to back up. And then I see that we don't really have any clams, so I don't think it's worth spending my Booyah to try and hold. And then, like, also last time I did it, I died. I somehow completely ignore the person to my right. My apologies, teammates. My thought process here is that I can kind of just completely hold this left side. And this is part of why being on Dome is so strong, is you can just drop straight to the left side, and this left side is a very powerful spot to hold from. So you can see, like, I'm... Sorry, I woke up not too long ago. I realized that we don't have anybody on the left side, and that because the enemies were pushing to try and clear me from Dome, that they might end up dropping on left side. So I want to get there. And I think left side is very, very powerful for Pro to play from. So looking at their weapons, like, in a straight 1v1, how can they clear me from left side? Right, because it's just such an open area where I can play to my range. So the pen can pressure me, but the pen will never be able to take space from me as long as I play from that block. So, like, the pen will be able to clear me, but it'll require another one of their teammates to move in. Same thing with the crab, right, where the crab can clear me, but it will require a teammate to push with the crab. The Dreadringer by themselves can't clear me, and again, like, Slider can make me move, but it requires a teammate to push in, otherwise I just dodge the Slider and then kill it. 52 is maybe the only weapon on their team that can solo force me out with their wall, but it's a little bit inconsistent, and as you can see here, like, it ends up not working out. And so at this point, like I see the pen clearing me, but I can just sit back here. And it's going to be exceptional. Like I can poke forward to try and look for a fight, but as long as I just play for my range, it's quite difficult for enemies to get me out of here and take this space. They'll have to commit like 2 people to clearing just me. I'm not sure why I end up leaving. I think I was like, I saw so many people not clearing me on the left side that I was worried that we were all getting forced out on right. But like I should have just shot at the dualies top mid and stayed back here. This was really stupid of me. I just like left that strong position. And now the enemies are up. So my thought process here is that, oh yeah, also on my screen the slider totally dropped, but it is what it is. So they have crab, right? And like obviously they're gonna want to pop crab on dome, and I actually do see them going up there, so I pop Booyah a bit preemptively so that I have it charged by the time they pop crab, and then I'm able to just clear them out. And that ends up being their push. So here, we're 2 down. If I move forward, I'm exposing myself to people from like multiple sides. Versus if I stay back here, then if they want to push me, they have to run straight into my line of sight, right? So just the fact that I'm being here makes it very difficult for them to push me. I could be painting around and throwing bombs and whatnot, but and I think that would be fine to do. The argument for not doing it is just that it potentially, like, maybe the dualies don't realize I'm here and they go for this, right? Which is what ends up happening. I think stronger players will have a higher chance of like knowing that the pro is probably there, especially because I was painting around earlier. But like just because the enemies could know that you're there, or like quote unquote should know, like that doesn't mean that you shouldn't make it as difficult as possible for them to know that you're there, right? Because I can, like the mental stack is very much a thing. And then also I feel like in this position, throwing bombs and painting around, like I just feel like my teammates are not in a spot to do anything off of that. So it's like it's not as big of a deal for me to be like losing out on that paint output in order to shark. So I think it maybe would have been like slightly more optimal, but you can see the sharking worked out, so whatever. We got that kill, and then my teammates are respawned, so now I want to like start scaling forward and like taking more space. I really don't like pushing up through this right side, especially because there's that wall with the 52 there. And the reason I don't like it is like we're exposed to getting pushed from the left and from top mid and from right. Like the enemies have all of this space on the left. So I'm going to get to this position. Now it's really awkward for enemies to push me from the right because they'd be running through my teammates. They can push me from top mid and they can push me from left. But from this position I'm able to like use my range to fight people from the left and from top mid. And what I'm doing for my team is that I'm making it so that they don't have to worry about enemies pushing them from the left. Stamper is like relatively susceptible to rush down. Not that bad, but like I think Stamper playing from left could be a little bit awkward. I think the Stamper playing from left is totally fine, but like Dapple's playing from left, they're gonna have a hard time stopping the 52, or which we know the 52's on right side, but like if the Dread came in from left, the Dapples might struggle against them a little bit. So I just think I'm the strongest person to be playing from here in this situation, and you can see I'm like playing a little bit back. I don't want to be forward and let somebody from the left kill me. I'm mostly just playing to hold the space and stop them from running through. I hear the call that the Dread is weak, I believe from the bow. And so I like push up to try and take the fight, especially because I have cooler. As you can see, like I'm playing pretty far back, and like the Dread is able to push up. And the Dread pushed up. This is actually good on them from the opponents. So I turn to the right because I hear comms that the 52 is pushing in. And I probably shouldn't have looked at it at all, because like if my teammates lose a 3v1, that's just I should always expect my teammates to win that. And me looking to the right lets the dread get in, versus if I had not looked to the right at all and I'd stayed like holding front, pushing front, if the dread tries that, they die. So good job. Like that's an example of how like the Gao pushing in and playing super aggressively like this kind of creates an opportunity for their team. Maybe an opportunity that I should not have given them, but like again, mental stack, making it as hard as possible for your opponents or whatever. And then good on the dread for like recognizing that there was that angle. You can see part of what makes me playing from here so strong is I have this bow watching me, and then like also the stamper, so they kind of force the opponents back. I hear that the dread is weak, so I move up to try and fight it. As soon as I get this kill, I want to start turning around because I've seen that my stamper has died. Or not necessarily turning around, but like I want to kind of fight through. I assume that my teammates are playing from the right side, and I am worried that if I just run in through left, because somebody has just died, like they might all lose the fight over here. So you can see I come back, but then they do get the kill, so it works out. But like if the dualies had killed the Dapples and I was pushing up left side, then the dualies could start threatening the bow, and like maybe Kuliyoshi gets the kill because he's goated. But it's just a lot safer to have me there, so I rotate back through that way. And then now we just push them out. I just popped this Booyah because I don't want to back up. It's like kind of the only reason. I don't know if this was a good Booyah or not. I'm still learning Pro, and like Booyahs are one of the big things I'm still learning. But my thought process here is with the whale and with the wall, I feel like I will have to back up here. Even with my teammate here, I just don't think this is safe for me to fight, just because of the whales. If it was just the wall and not the whales, I could just sit back and pre-fire, but the whales make me feel like I have to pop Booyah to live. Or not to live. I would live by backing up, but I don't want to back up. I throw the Booyah to try and get my teammates in. I don't think that Booyah actually did anything. Like, I don't know. I don't think the Booyah was... The placement of the Booyah that I threw was particularly good. Oh wait, that's... Like, this isn't doing anything. But my thought process was, I think that I can handle the Gal behind, because I'm a pro and I can just outrange them. And I want my teammates to focus on scoring right now. So I wanted to like throw the Booyah forward to help them score. It didn't do anything, but whatever. And then I'll watch the Gal, and I want like them to look front. The Gal tries to force the fight into me and dies. Our Dapples try and force up and die. At this point, like, it's a 3v3. We don't really need to make anything happen. There's a minute left. We have all of the space. We can just wait out their stuff. Like, make it as hard as possible for them to retake and like drain their resources. So that's kind of what I want to be playing for. Like if we try and push up, like Eve does, like I think it could have been fine if I was there too, not looking at the Gal, or if our Stamper was there. But at this point, like pushing up will probably just get us killed, or at least have a high chance of getting us killed. And there's no like, I outrange all of them, Stamper outranges all of them. Bow is going to make it really difficult for them to push in. So like the enemies are going to struggle a lot to push in. So we just want to sit here and make them struggle. I move here just because I want to like stop people from dropping into pit, because like that's one of the ways they can retake. And I see that my Stamper's playing more for left side, I think. So I want to play on the right side. And then I see that the bow has hit the pen, so that's just a free kill. And then I just move back here again. Like I want to stop people from pushing in through this area and dropping into pit, but I don't recognize that the dread has gotten into that position in the time I took to kill the pen. So well played on their part. But I don't know what happened there, or what that replay lag was, but whatever. So at this point we're all dead. I am playing a little bit up here, and it's partially just because I have so much paint around me, so I feel really, really safe here. If there wasn't all of this paint around me, I would be playing a lot further back, as you've seen me play in other parts of this game. But I get this, and then I'm like, okay, we have a lot of paint top mid, we have a lot of paint left side. I see we have a good amount of paint right. I like bomb top mid, and the top mid is the main thing I'm worried about because I can't see people pushing from there as much as I can see them pushing from left and right. So I'm like more focusing my pre-fire on that. I throw the ball back for Yoshi. And then I just see that like if enemies come and push me, I just have the range to deal with them, so I'm not that worried about it. So I want to make sure I'm like not giving up any more space than I need to. Oh, and also it's just the pen, so I don't even know what I'm worried about. I could be moving forward way faster. This is actually really bad awareness on my part. We look at it from top down, and like I see from the UI, it's just me and the pen, so I could grab this ball and then I could go straight to top mid, like where I threw the bomb, and then just be painting all of that front area, and then like just be controlling so much more space than I ended up controlling. Anyway, I moved to push up through this left side. Like I said, I like playing through left. The Dread runs up to try and contest me. They die. The gal dies. I play a little bit slow here, and I think it's because I don't know exactly where the dualies are, and I don't want to run into the dualies and die. And like right now, especially because we've gotten these kills, we're in such a good position. Oh, also I see the... Yeah, so like, I don't want to push up to like behind the block to take cover from pen and then die to the dualies from left. So I'm playing a little bit back. You can see I actually start looking to the left because I don't want to get pinched by the dualies. I'm like worried about them being there. And then I realize that they're not there, and now I'm pinching the pen with the stamper. In this position, we don't need to get kills to... Where were the... Oh, there. Okay. This is replay lag. What actually happened in-game is that the dualies just were flanking through this right side. Yeah, okay, that's what it was supposed to look like. Anyway, we don't need to get a kill. We have a lead, right? And we have all of this space. So we could totally just, like, sometimes if you only have, like, control over your basket, it can be nice to get a little bit more space because you're only, like, one lost fight or, like, one big special push from the opponents away from losing all of your space and losing the game. But when we have this much space, as long as we don't die, like, the enemies could use all of their specials and we can just back up and give some space, and then the enemies still won't have enough space to score, and then they won't have any resources, and then we'll be able to suffocate them with our range and win the game because we have lead. So like, their win con is winning fights on us. Our lose con is running in and dying, and our win con is literally just not lose. Like, our win con is not losing, obviously. But what I mean by that is like, we've already won the game. At this point, the last 30 seconds are just going to be about making sure we don't lose the game. So like, I'm willing to give up all of this space to deal with the dualies behind us. And in normal circumstances, I would be like, okay, let's just ignore the dualies. Like, let's me and the Stamper push front, take that space with my Booyah Bomb. Cool Yoshi can jump in with the ball and we can start scoring. But these aren't normal circumstances. Like, that play, I think, has the highest chance of us scoring points and like building a lead, but it also has a much higher chance of things going wrong and us losing a bunch of space than me just backing up. So I'm giving so much space to back up here, which feels really bad. Like, I don't like backing up that much, but specifically in this situation, I think it's worth it. In hindsight, like, maybe if I'm super well tracking my dapples, like once I see my dapples here, maybe I back up, but I just really want to make sure that we don't get backdoored. And also, I know that it's a Stamper holding front, right? I left my Stamper there. And my Stamper is a Stamper, and the enemies are a 52 and a Dreadringer. So they're just, like, I think we're probably going to lose some space in the time it takes for me to back up. Like, you can see the Dread is dropped here, and they're slowly going to force the Stamper out. But you can see how uncomfortable this is for the enemies. So, like, they're not actually able to force that much space away from us in all of the time I'm spending making sure we don't get backdoored, because we have that Stamper holding the front. So we back up. I see my Stampers on right, so I go to top mid so that I can look at the left side. But then I see like the pen there, and I just feel like I'm gonna have a better chance pushing it through here. And then like my Stamper pops Sip. This is stupid. I should just die to the pen for trying it. And then I realize that it's stupid and I back up. And at this point, again, you can see like my Stamper going in here is exactly what I'm talking about, in the sense that like my thought process is we just need to not die. So even though we have this kill, again, in normal circumstances, I would be popping Booyah and trying to push in and taking all of this space. Because we have 20 clams, and we have a special, and it's a 4v3. But that's just, like, that is the world in which, like, that there is a world in which we push in to try and score and all end up dying, and I think it's just a lot safer to choke the opponents out and hold this space. So my Stamper goes in, and they die. And I could have died to the Gal there. So I just transition back to this area, and I'm trying to hold this space. I'm like kind of worried about enemies pushing from both sides, because Bow, because it's just me and the Bow, right? Bow is incredibly strong at holding space with just one other person. Like, Bow plus Undercover can hold a lot of space, but Bow by itself, unless you hit a really good shot, like it just is a lot easier to rush down. So I'm kind of moving in between this left and this right side to make sure that our Bow doesn't get run down. After a little bit, like, I'm like, okay, my teammates are going to be respawning behind me. Also, I have Cooler. So, like, my teammates are going to be respawning behind me soon. The significance of that being that, like, now I don't need to just sit here, because, like, my Dapples will be here, and then Dapples plus Bow will be able to hold space. I see all of the space on left side, and I just don't... I'm not sure what makes me think this, but my instincts just say that there aren't any enemies from left. Maybe I see all of them. But I'm like, okay, if I can get to this left side, then they have to worry, like, they'll have to clear me before they push up, or I'll just be shooting them in the back. But it's going to be so hard for them to clear me because I'm a pro and I can just play to my range there. So, like, if I can get into that position on that left side, it's just going to be so awkward and so uncomfortable for them. Okay, so, like, I see the dualies on that right side. And then, yeah, I think I just see everybody top mid. So I'm, like, starting to run up to the left. And then at that moment, the crab gets popped. I get in behind them to try and bomb it. They do a good job dodging it. I'm already inputting this as I've thrown the bomb, this jump out. And you can see how me going for this run in and jump out play with Cooler makes the crab stop shooting. And, like, just in general, makes the crab a lot less effective than it might have been otherwise. Like, yeah, like, the crab just doesn't end up doing nearly as much as it could have. So, running and jumping out, very strong, and I feel comfortable making that play because I know that my teammates are going to be there to hold the space that I am not in. Because I am, like... Sorry, my computer just literally died. Because I am, like, displacing myself from this strong position in order to make this play. So if Eve isn't there and I go for this play, then the, like, 52 might just run in, and then we might be in a really bad spot. But because I know my teammates are spawning in behind me and will be in that position, I feel comfortable going for that. And then looking at the enemies, like, time, they're going to have to force something, like, kind of right now-ish. So as soon as I land, I just pop the Booyah. You can see it comes in time to completely shut down the enemy's push, and at this point, they have no time. So you can see how, like, with Pro, I'm very capable of just sitting there and doing nothing and, like, denying so many options from the opponents. Like, it's just such a strong weapon at that. It's so uncomfortable for the opponents to push me. And I think that was a big part of why we won that game. Thank you for watching.